and then they decided to stick it on a stick that looks like an Olympic torch. Alright, so today we are doing January Raves and Rejects. I cannot believe it's February. What the heck? It feels like it should still be December. I am not mentally prepared for spring. Can we rewind? Feeling interesting today. I've had like 4 cups of coffee. I'm on a muscle relaxant right now. I need to put food in my stomach, but we are doing this. So I didn't have a December Raves and Rejects last month because my yearly favorites went up. Like I always say, I do not take Raves and Rejects videos lightly. If I'm going to recommend something, it's not something that I just used a couple times within the last week. These are products that I've put to the test, that I've used a lot, and that I actually have reached for a ton this month. This month is a little bit different because I actually have, I think I might have more rejects than I do raves. January was the month of new releases. There were so many new drugstore releases, high-end releases, tons of new products came out this month. Pretty much every day I feel like I was trying out a new product, either on camera or off camera. I also did 2 drugstore first impressions videos, which I will also put one in the card down here and both of them down below in the description box. Love when words come out. Such a boring coffee cup today. So let's jump into the raves of the month. We're starting out with Physicians Formula Butter Blushes. I loved the formula of the butter bronzer, but the shade pulled super orange for me, so I never reached for that one, but I love these blushes. They're super subtle. You can build them up. I have the shade Plum Rose, which is this kind of like mauve one, and then also Natural Glow. This one looks more peachy on me. Both of these do give you a glow. So if you like more matte blushes, this is not the product for you. These really do give you a pretty glow. And I feel like they just blend into your bronzer and highlight really nicely. It kind of like evens everything out. I'm wearing Plum Rose on my face today, and they smell like Banana Boat sunscreen, which I oddly like. It makes me feel like I need to go on a vacation. My go-to foundation combo this month when I'm not filming or trying out different foundations was definitely the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer and my Stargazer White Foundation. I mix these two together. I like mixing the Stargazer better with this foundation over Manic Panic. For some reason, these two formulas just go really well together. This product I have an older review on, but it is full coverage. There's something about the way that it blends out that is just so easy to apply and quick. It has a huge ass wand. This is like the heart shape tape one, but on a foundation. I was just in Texas for a few days to visit Mallory 1712, and this was the only foundation that I brought. This is what I was wearing every day. It's just one of those foundations that I know is going to look good no matter what. 0.5 Breeze is the shade I have. This one is too dark on its own, which is why I mix in a lightener. I'm wearing this combo right now. You guys will see in Wednesday's video. I'm actually filming a first impression today on primers underneath here, but I do have on this foundation, and I normally set it with the Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination Powder. Stays on all day, looks beautiful. So this product I remember talking about a while ago on Snapchat. I don't think I've ever mentioned this on my channel, but this one has kind of resurfaced this month. I don't know why I randomly reached for this, but once I did, I've just been using this a ton. This is the Paula's Choice Blush It On Contour Palette. Paula's Choice makeup is super hit or miss for me, but this palette is surprisingly good. This bronzer shade looks like it would be too dark, but if you use a light hand, it has the reddish tone to it, which I love. I hate orangey bronzers. So if you like the more brown red toned bronzer look, this one is great and it blends out really easily. The other favorite in here is this highlight shade. This highlight shade I've also been using a ton, which surprised me because it looks like nothing exciting in the pan, but when you put it on your face, this is a very subtle, natural but glowy kind of highlight. I've been kind of on the hunt for a highlight like this month where it just doesn't look like too much. I like the blush shades. I'm not super into them because they're really pigmented, so you do have to use either a stippling brush or a lighter hand with the blushes. They're not bad, they're just too pigmented for my liking, but I do really like the bronzer shade in here and the highlight. I've still been getting questions about my favorite face masks and how I whiten my teeth. I made 2 videos on both of those topics this month. If you missed those, I'll link them down below. I made a Pamper Products video and my skincare routine, but I mentioned this mask in that video and I love this thing. I really feel like this has helped my skin a lot. This is the Origins 10-minute mask out of trouble, or you can actually use this as a spot treatment and sleep in it, which I've also done. I definitely notice a difference in my open acne. I don't think it's really helped prevent acne from coming, but when I do have the open acne where it's like needs to heal, this really helps make them smaller and dry them up a little bit. I love the smell of this. It smells like mentholatum. It smells almost exactly like mentholatum if you've ever used that when you're sick. It's a super thick white paste, kind of looks like toothpaste, but a little bit thicker. And it has like a cooling sensation. I just love everything about this mask. This Pure Cosmetics Trolls palette totally took me by surprise. I don't know why, just looking at this, I wasn't super excited about it, but as soon as I started actually using it, these are beautiful. The pigmentation is amazing with these. They don't blend away, but they're easy to blend. All the eyeshadows I'm wearing today are from this palette. I brought this to Texas with me. It was the only eyeshadow palette I brought. There are some really nice warm shades. This transition shade, this shade Wisdom, is a perfect transition shade if you're around my skin tone. Fuzzy is a beautiful warm orange color. It's in my crease right now. The only thing I don't like is that this white shimmery shade and also the shade Bridget, they look just like shimmery white and light pinks, but they are major duochrome. This white one looks almost blue purple when it's on your eyes, and that's great, but it's hard to make kind of a comprehensive look out of this palette sometimes. I wish they had a lighter under the brow bone kind of shade or for your inner corner, because there really isn't an inner corner shade in this palette, but I just think they killed it with the formula of these. I'm not sure if this is a limited edition. I'm guessing it is because it looks like a collaboration with DreamWorks. One of my all-time favorite perfume scents is Elizabeth and James Nirvana Bourbon. It smells so freaking good. I have 2 roller balls, one in my purse and one at home. And this is the Elizabeth and James Nirvana Black Scented Dry Shampoo. This smells like a perfume. If you're going to be putting this in your hair, you do not need to wear perfume that day. I like it because I feel like this stays on my body better than perfume does. I can put this in my hair in the morning and the next morning I still smell it in my hair. It stays in really well. It's actually a really good dry shampoo too. It doesn't have a white cast. This is the travel size because I just wanted to test it out, but go in Sephora and smell this. Oh my God, it smells so good. I need to make a candle out of this because I would burn that 24/7. So I just have a couple lip products to mention. If you've seen any of my videos this month, you probably saw this one coming. This is the MUA Luminizing Lip Gloss in Baby Pink. You can get this from CVS. I despise the smell of this one because it smells very chemically. It doesn't have a scent at all, it just smells like chemicals. But the color of this is so beautiful for layering, for wearing by itself. Even if I'm having no makeup days, I'll just put this on to go out because it gives your lips a really nice plump with a little bit of color. It's not too pink, it's not too orangey. It does have color to it. It's really nice for layering. Like I could even wear it on top of what I have on right now. Doesn't feel sticky. It has a really smooth formula. What I'm wearing right now has been kind of my go-to combo this month. This is Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in Knotty. I'm not a huge fan of the Ultra Matte Lip formula. They're very drying, so if you have dry lips, stay away. The Ultra Satin lips are much better in my opinion, but I love the shade of this one. And what I do is when it's still drying down, I'll put on just a tiny bit of the Jordana Sweet Cream Buttercream Frosting liquid lipstick. I just put this right in the center and it helps to make your lips look a little bit bigger and more plump. I just love this combo. A lot of the Colourpop ones are a little bit too orangey on my skin, but this one I feel like is the perfect balance. I just love this shade of nude. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know my deodorant saga. Saga? Why did that sound so weird coming out? I finally found one that works. It doesn't change my clothes colors, it doesn't stain, and I just really love this. This is the Degree Clinical Protection. This one's sheer powder. I just get whatever's on clearance. I really hope they're not discontinuing this product because every time I go into CVS, one of the scents is on clearance for like $4.99. My last rave of the month is the Almay Smart Shade Powder Blush in 20 Nude Mauve. Pretty much since the Hidden Drugstore video, I've been reaching for this a ton. I've either been going between this or the Physicians Formula blush. This is just such a pretty shade. It is a matte blush, and if you want some of the lighter shades, you can just go in with the top few stripes. If you need deeper shades, you can go in with the bottom ones. Almay is very questionable as a brand. You can Google it. I do not support what their brand represents. Yeah, they need to do some rebranding. It's a little bit frightening. It is 2017. All right, folks, we're on to the rejects. Get ready because there's a lot. So my first reject, these were sent as PR. These are the Lancome metallic liquid lipsticks that are brand new, or glosses, whatever the heck these are. I don't know if I got a bad batch or what, but I haven't heard a single person talk about the smell of these. I mean, it is like toxic smelling. It's not just a chemical scent like the MUA lip gloss. This is like something is wrong in here. Some of them are worse. Like this Brush Gold shade is horrible. I can't even smell this without wanting to gag. And then some of them aren't as bad, like 02 Lavender. This one almost has no scent. So it really is only certain ones, which maybe is why I'm not hearing anyone say anything. I don't know, but I'm shocked because, I mean, this is bad. But besides that, they're just super sticky and thick. I don't like the formula of these. Another lipstick reject, these were also sent as PR, is the Urban Decay Vice Liquid Lipstick. I have a couple issues with these. One, a lot of the ones that say that they're matte are not matte at all. They have like a shimmer to them. I'm not sure what happened there. Even shades that are originally matte in their lipstick formulas, when they turn those exact shades into liquid lipstick, some of them are not matte at all, but are called matte. These just applied super patchy on me. You have to really work to get these opaque. They're pretty sheer for liquid lipsticks. I just had higher expectations for these. There are way better liquid lipstick formulas out there. I wouldn't say they feel extra drying, but they're just more of a dry liquid lipstick formula. Just the fact that you really have to layer these up to get a fully opaque lip, I would say pass for me. All right, this thing, what the heck is this? I used this in the drugstore first impressions video. This is a major reject for me. The sponge itself is pretty shitty. It has more of a rubbery kind of consistency. It's not a sponge that actually gets bigger and is super soft. And then they decided to stick it on a stick that looks like an Olympic torch. I know other brands have done the stick makeup sponge situation. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why do we need a stick when we can hold the sponge? It's just really impractical because when you go to actually blend it out, the whole thing wiggles around, so you have no control over the actual sponge. So basically you have to like put your finger on the back of here and then try and blend it in. It just doesn't make sense. We don't need sticks on our beauty blenders. So this one is a $74 fail for me. This is the Guerlain Meteorites Base Primer. I did a whole half face comparison of this with the Catrice primer. It's not that I think this is a bad primer by any means. It just does the exact same thing as the Catrice one. It didn't control my oil anymore. I really don't see how this is worth $74. A few of you guys in that video said to try out the gold Guerlain primer, so I might do that. Let me know if you'd want to see that down below, but for 74 bucks, I don't know if I would pay 10 bucks for this. I've used this about 3 or 4 times since that video, and I'm just still not impressed. For me personally, this one was a reject. I know some people love this. From what I heard in the comments on this video, it sounds like a lot of people this did not work out for. Some people really love it, just like any product. These are just my opinions and my experiences with products. Something that I hate, you might love, and vice versa. So this is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. Ooh, I just don't like this. This is not full coverage. Some of you were saying maybe they meant 4 drops as in 4 full serum drops, like everything that's in the little dropper counts as a drop. I just don't think that's the case. That's like Tarte Rainforest of the Seas saying you have to push out an entire dropper full of product. That seems like a ton of product. For me, the coverage isn't there. It just looks dry. The formula of this, I'm just not into. I really like the Maybelline Dream Liquid, Dream Wonder. You know what I'm talking about? Similar foundation. I like that one 500 times more than this, and this is not that cheap. If you saw the unboxing on Snapchat of this collection, you probably knew this was coming. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. This is not a bad product. There's nothing wrong with the formula of the eyeshadows. It's more so what really turns me off from this is the scent and the color scheme. Why can I never say that word? The color selection in this palette is very confusing to me. I know it's supposed to be kind of peachy with the greens and the oranges and the pinks and all of that, but then we have a glittery purple in here. There isn't a dark shade in here. There's not even a dark brown. If you're doing more of a natural kind of brown champagne eye, yes, you can create a whole eye look in here. But if you're doing anything smokier, there's no basic dark shades in here to use. I think they killed it with the idea of this. I love the idea of the Sweet Peach collection. I love the packaging of it. The whole collection is a really cute idea. It just kind of fell short. Whew, this scent. It smells like artificial syrup to me. Almost like peach cough medicine. Next reject, which I also did a whole video on, is the Silly Sponge. I did try this a couple more times after making that video. This is unnecessary. Yes, you can apply the product to your face without having it soak into something, but when it actually comes to blending like you need to do with your foundation, this is worthless. If you want to use less product, just use your hands. You don't need a silicone piece of material to do that. So last reject of the month is a CoverGirl Clean Matte Pressed Powder. This one I used in a video, and then I used it probably 5 more times after that just to make sure. It just makes my skin look very flaky and almost dry, and this is also one of those powders for me that takes away some of the coverage. Certain powders, I don't know what it is, but it completely takes away the coverage of my foundation. I don't know if that's just an acne texture kind of thing or what. Let me know if that happens to you down below. But there are very few powders that I can wear that don't do that to me, which is why I usually stick to my 3 favorite powders. Just the formula of this, the way it sits on my face, it just looks very flaky and dry, and I have combination oily skin, so this one is a no. So those are all my raves and rejects this month. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up so I know. Let me know down below what your raves and rejects. Tell me what you also didn't like. I also want to say YouTube is having major issues with subscription feeds and notifications going out and all this stuff. I've emailed them 4 times and I get the same canned response back every single time. You don't just have to subscribe now. You have to turn on the bell for notifications, and now sometimes even the bell doesn't work. The notifications don't actually send out. So now is really the time to follow me on social media, because you will definitely see me posting when a new video goes out on social media. Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I always post when a new video goes out. So make sure you're following me on those. I'm going to put my social handles right here so you can go do that. We can be friends. It'll be fun. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.